On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
From.
To produce a continuous, low, monotonous sound, often with a vibrating or humming quality. Noun, a continuous rhythmic humming or drumming sound.
Examples:
Thrum nervously. The thrum of the engine. The rain began to thrum on the roof, providing a steady rhythm that soothed me to sleep.
Enrage.
To make someone extremely angry.
Examples:
Enrage the international community. Enrage critics. The news of the betrayal enraged him.
Exaggeration.
An overstatement of facts or description, the act of making something seem larger, more important, or more significant than it is.
Examples:
Sensational exaggeration. Minimal exaggeration. His story was filled with obvious exaggerations.
Misrepresent.
To present a false or misleading interpretation or impression of something or someone.
Examples:
Misrepresent a company's policies. Misrepresent the situation. The article misrepresents the true intentions of the author's argument.
Likeable.
Having qualities that make a person or thing well-liked or attractive, pleasant, friendly, or enjoyable.
Examples:
Likeable personality. A likeable character. He's a very likeable person who makes friends easily.
Emotion.
A strong feeling such as love, anger, etc., deriving from one's situation, mood, or relationships with others.
Examples:
Control my emotion. Afraid to show emotion. Some emotions are common across cultures and backgrounds.
Entirely.
Completely.
Examples:
Entirely satisfied with the meal. He was entirely to blame. Later, his claim was found to be entirely false.
Unvoiced.
Not spoken aloud or expressed verbally, tacit or silent in communication or expression.
Examples:
Unvoiced whisper. Unvoiced speech. The unvoiced consonant in the word knock is the K sound.
Veranda.
A roofed platform along the outside of a building, typically furnished and used as a sitting area, a porch or balcony.
Examples:
Veranda seating. Traditional veranda design. The couple enjoyed their coffee on the veranda while watching the sunset.
Giant.
Extremely big, much bigger or more important than similar items usually are.
Examples:
Giant trees. Giant tech company. The giant jets that gradually dominate the world's airlines.
Stack.
A pile of something arranged or laid one on top of another. A large tall chimney through which combustion gases and smoke can be evacuated.
Examples:
High stack. A large stack of paper. The earthquake caused a stack of lumber to crumble noisily.
Dumbfound.
To surprise and confuse someone to the point of being unable to speak.
Examples:
Dumbfound boxing fans. Dumbfound with its ability. The magician's tricks dumbfounded the audience.
Humid.
Having a high amount of moisture or water vapor in the air, damp, muggy.
Examples:
Humid climate. Uncomfortably humid. The air was so humid that my clothes felt damp.
Shatter.
To break suddenly into many pieces.
Examples:
Shatter the plate. Shatter a world record. Her husband's death shattered her life entirely.
Cheerful.
Happy and positive, causing feelings of happiness or optimism, marked by or expressing joy or optimism.
Examples:
Cheerful smile. A cheerful disposition. Her cheerful personality brightened up the room.
Incident.
An event or occurrence, often unexpected or unplanned, something that happens.
Examples:
Traffic incident. Security incident. The incident at the airport caused a delay in my flight.
Silent.
Without any or little sound.
Examples:
Silent reading. Give silent consent. The politician remained silent despite intense media scrutiny.
Isolate.
To physically or socially separate someone or something from other people or things.
Examples:
Isolate a compound. Isolate a patient. You should not isolate them from the community.
Destructive.
Causing or able to cause tremendous and irreparable damage.
Examples:
Lead to destructive behavior. A habit destructive to health. It was the most destructive storm in decades.
Frightening.
Causing fear or alarm or very surprising and alarming.
Examples:
Cast frightening eyes. Frightening experience. The news of the pandemic was a frightening reminder of the fragility of human health.
Warn.
To make someone aware of potential danger or difficulty, particularly one that may occur in the future.
Examples:
Warn a reckless driver. warned me of the plan. I attempted to warn him, but he ignored me.
Indignity.
An affront to one's dignity or self-respect, an insult or humiliating treatment.
Examples:
indignity of poverty. Suffer an indignity. Being demoted at work was a great indignity to him.
Threat.
A strong indication or likelihood of harm, danger, or adverse consequences, an expression of intent to inflict harm or injury on someone or something, often made as a means of coercion or intimidation.
Examples:
economic threat. Environmental threat. The threat of severe weather prompted the city to issue an evacuation warning.
Insult.
A remark or action that causes offense or disrespect. Verb, to treat, mention, or speak to rudely.
Examples:
an intentional insult. Insult each other. His insult toward her was unacceptable and resulted in his being fired.
Moral.
Concerned with the principles of what is right and wrong, fairness, honesty, etc.
Examples:
moral hazard. Moral burden. Ethics deals with moral conduct.
Property.
A thing or things that belong to someone.
Examples:
a man of property. Chemical property. He stood to inherit $1 million property.
Statistics.
The discipline that concerns the collection, organization, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of data.
Examples:
statistics for cancer. Official statistics. The statistics demonstrate that poverty and unemployment are genuine problems.
Criminal.
A person who has committed a crime.
Examples:
wanted criminal. Criminal investigation. The police are searching for the criminal who stole the jewels.
Civic.
Of or relating to a town, city, or the people who live in it.
Examples:
civic activity. Civic center. The city promotes civic collaboration in community development.
Virtue.
High moral standards in behavior or attitudes.
Examples:
virtue of frugality. Acquire a virtue. She had many good virtues and few faults.
Regardless.
Not paying attention or considering something or someone even if the situation is bad or there are difficulties.
Examples:
regardless of the difficulties. Regardless tread. People can pick out superior products regardless of the quality of the advertising.
Gender.
The range of characteristics of femininity and masculinity and differentiating between them, especially when considering social and cultural differences rather than differences in biology.
Examples:
Gender-blind policies. Dual gender. Cultural norms strongly influence gender expectations.
Disdain.
To look down on.
Examples:
Disdain the offer of a bribe. Disdain the policeman. Even in the Middle Ages, people disdained forced labor.
Sever.
To break or separate something by cutting, especially suddenly and forcibly.
Examples:
Sever a rope. Sever a positive relationship. He severed a branch from a tree quickly.
Feminine.
Relating to women, having the features or appearance often associated with women.
Examples:
Add a feminine touch. The sacred feminine. For a classically feminine style, the dress mixes sophisticated lines with an appealing floral design.
Injustice.
A violation of the rights of others or the laws of a society.
Examples:
Gross injustice. Injustice system. The injustice of the court's decision angered many people and led to protests.
Develop.
To grow or expand, to improve or refine through a process of progress and refinement, often to achieve greater sophistication or complexity, to elaborate or add detail to something that is in the process of being created.
Examples:
Develop a strategy. Develop a skill. We must develop a new system to streamline our workflow and increase efficiency.
Emotional.
Relating to people's feelings.
Examples:
Emotional health. Emotional distress. Human emotional responses vary widely depending on the society to which they belong.
Competence.
The ability to do something well or efficiently, the knowledge, skill, and ability required to perform a task or job effectively.
Examples:
Competence evaluation. Proven competence. The company is looking for candidates with the necessary competence and skills.
Remarkable.
Worthy of attention because unusual or special.
Examples:
Remarkable achievement. The remarkable breadth of knowledge. The election was a remarkable success for the Whigs.
Binary.
A system of numbers that uses only two digits, 0 and 1.
Examples:
A binary number. Trading in binary options. A binary star is a system in which two stars revolve around each other.
Opposition.
The act of disagreeing or resisting, the state of strong disagreement.
Examples:
Opposition campaign. Meet with opposition. The opposition party strongly disagreed with the government's proposed legislation.
Absurd.
Ridiculously silly, unreasonable, or illogical.
Examples:
Absurd storyline. An absurd amount of money. We immediately rejected his absurd suggestion.
Rigid.
Extremely strict and difficult to change or adapt, incapable of or resistant to bending.
Examples:
Rigid rules. Rigid structure. He was unpopular because of his rigid adherence to the rules.
Norm.
Something that is regarded as usual, typical, or standard.
Examples:
Norm of action. Cultural norm. The systems we have developed has accepted as industry norms.
Masculinity.
The qualities or attributes traditionally associated with men, such as physical strength, courage, assertiveness, and so on, the state of being male or manly.
Examples:
Masculinity norms. Toxic masculinity. Research has shown that rigid ideas of masculinity can contribute to domestic violence and other forms of abuse.
Renounce.
To formally declare one's abandonment or rejection of something, especially a belief, claim, or right, to give up or relinquish a particular status, title, or position.
Examples:
Renounce a claim. Renounce citizenship. He renounced his title and lived a simpler life as a farmer.
Embrace.
To accept something willingly and enthusiastically. Noun, the act of clasping another person in the arms as in greeting or affection.
Examples:
Embrace an opportunity. A warm embrace. The woods embrace the house.
Aggression.
The act of attacking or assaulting, hostile or violent behavior.
Examples:
Aggression by a hostile country. Naked aggression. The dog's aggression made it difficult for its owners to take it for a walk.
Deferential.
Showing or expressing respect or obedience, yielding to someone else's opinions or judgment.
Examples:
Deferential attitude. Deferential language. The new employee was deferential and respectful towards his superiors.
Incompatible.
So different as to not be able to exist or work with another thing or person.
Examples:
Incompatible personalities. Incompatible colors. It is a religion incompatible with the Western country.
Deference.
Respectful or polite submission or yielding to the judgment, opinion, or wishes of another person or group, a show of respect or honor.
Examples:
Deference to authority. Pay deference. The students showed deference to their teacher by always being respectful in class.
Tame.
To make wild animals domesticated or controlled, especially through specific training. Adjective, not dangerous or afraid of people, either naturally or because of specific training.
Examples:
Tame a wild beast. A tame animal. We have to tame substantial financial deficits at first.
Tongue.
A movable mass of muscle tissue covered with mucous membrane that is in the mouth, a language.
Examples:
Native tongue. Tongue cancer. The tongue is boneless, but it is as strong as bones.
Swallow.
To make food, drink, pills, etc., pass down your throat into your stomach. Noun, small long-winged songbird noted for swift, graceful flight and the regularity of its migrations.
Examples:
Swallow a handful of pills. A swallowtail. I swallowed my anger and kept quiet.
Pride.
A feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's achievements.
Examples:
Pride of a company. Hide his pride. She took great pride in her work, always striving for perfection.
Imminent.
Coming or likely to happen very soon.
Examples:
Imminent danger. Imminent arrest. This country was long faced with imminent peril.
Tale.
A story made up in someone's imagination, especially one full of action and adventure.
Examples:
A fairy tale. Tale of horror. Ghosts in folk tales are almost always malicious.
Bifurcate.
To divide or split into two branches or parts.
Examples:
Bifurcate at the top of the mountain. Bifurcate into two separate tracks. The river bifurcates ahead, so we must decide which branch to take.
Spoil.
To ruin the taste, appearance, or quality of something. To become or cause something to become rotten or bad.
Examples:
Spoil a person's sport. Spoil the surprise. If you leave the milk out of the refrigerator for too long, it will spoil.
Princess.
The daughter of a monarch, the wife or widow of a prince, woman or girl considered to be particularly good or admirable.
Examples:
Crown princess. A royal princess. The prince fell in love with the princess and asked her to marry him.
Hormone.
A chemical substance made by organs that encourages or influences the development, growth, sex, etc., of an animal and is carried around the body in the blood.
Examples:
Hormone secretion. Female hormone. The doctor diagnosed me with a hormone disorder.
Maintenance.
The act or process of keeping something, either artificial materials or living things, in good condition, the money needed for a person's or family's living expenses.
Examples:
The maintenance of the car. Maintenance work. We have decided to extend our maintenance contract until next year.
Shrill.
High-pitched and piercing in sound, loud, sharp, and harsh.
Examples:
Make a shrill noise. Shrill cry. The shrill sound of the whistle startled the entire crowd.
Ugly.
Unattractive in appearance, unpleasant to look at.
Examples:
An ugly sound. Ugly building. The ugly truth was that he had been lying to her for months.
Nag.
To annoy or irritate someone persistently with repeated complaints, requests, or criticism. Noun, an old or overworked horse.
Examples:
Nag about the minor thing. Nag political leaders. She couldn't stop nagging her husband to take out the trash.
Flavor.
The taste sensation produced by a substance in the mouth.
Examples:
A delicate flavor. Flavor enhancer. The flavor of the coffee was rich and full-bodied.
Spicy.
Having a strong, pungent flavor or aroma, typically as a result of containing spices, exciting or thrilling.
Examples:
Spicy appetizer. Spicy story. She added spicy peppers to the dish.
Mad.
Insane, especially due to a mental illness, very angry.
Examples:
A mad person. Gets mad easily. He was mad with joy to see the results.
Crazy.
Stupid or not sensible, very angry.
Examples:
Crazy about cars and racing. A crazy scheme. The rain and thunder are crazy today.
Convey.
To express ideas, feelings, etc., so that it is known or understood by other people. To carry something from one place to another.
Examples:
Convey a complex idea. Convey goods by truck. An ironic remark often conveys an intended meaning obliquely.
Arena.
A large, flat area, often circular or oval shaped, designed to showcase theater, musical performances, or sporting events.
Examples:
Indoor arena, political arena. The company is planning to build a 20,000-seat arena with a retractable roof.
Confirm.
To support or establish the truth or certainty of something previously believed or suspected to be the case.
Examples:
Confirm the diagnosis. Confirm a transaction. Please write to confirm your reservation.
Confound.
To confuse or perplex, to mix up or throw into disorder, to prove to be false or illogical.
Examples:
Confound right and wrong. Confound the problem. The unexpected events confounded the scientists, who had to rethink their hypothesis.
Reward.
A thing given in acknowledgement of service, hard work, achievement, etc.
Examples:
The reward for good works. Shopping rewards cards. Night fishing has a lot of rewards.
Display.
To exhibit or show something to others, often to attract attention or demonstrate its features, properties, or value.
Examples:
Display merchandise. Display artwork. We need to display our products in an attractive way to attract customers.
Enormous.
Extremely large or great.
Examples:
Enormous amount. Enormous potential. Shakespeare's output of poetry was enormous.
Disadvantage.
A drawback or a negative aspect of something. Verb, to put someone or something in an unfavorable position.
Examples:
The disadvantage of a plan. Disadvantage small businesses. A lack of education can be a significant disadvantage in today's job market.
Defend.
To protect someone or something from attack, criticism, danger, etc.
Examples:
Defend my country. Defend against a threat. International law allows each nation to defend itself when its rights and interests are illegally violated.
Threaten.
To utter intentions of injury or punishment against someone.
Examples:
Threaten a healthy relationship. Threaten national security. Various artificially induced causes are threatening our ecosystem.
Harass.
To annoy, torment, or pester persistently, to subject someone to repeated or chronic attacks or unwelcome attention.
Examples:
Harass the enemy. Harass with constant criticism. She was constantly harassed by her ex-boyfriend and had to get a restraining order.
Predatory.
Living by eating other animals, especially by catching prey that is still alive.
Examples:
A predatory bird. Predatory warfare. The domesticated cat still has its predatory instincts.
Employer.
A person or organization that pays workers to work for them.
Examples:
Illegal employer. Employer responsibility. An employer's attitude toward its employees significantly impacts their productivity.
Racist.
Characterized by or showing discrimination or prejudice against people of other races. Noun, a person with a prejudiced belief that one racial group is superior to others.
Examples:
Far-right racist. Racist attitudes. The racist comments made by the politician caused widespread condemnation.
Brain.
The organ inside the head that is responsible for one's movement, thought, memory, and feeling.
Examples:
Basic brain function. Permanent brain damage. X-rays revealed a small tumor in his brain.
Scream.
To give a loud, high shout suddenly, especially because of fear, anger, excitement, etc., to utter or declare in a very loud voice.
Examples:
Scream a profanity. Scream at him to be quiet. She kept screaming for an ambulance.
Conflicting.
Incompatible or inconsistent with something else, in disagreement.
Examples:
A lot of conflicting information. Make conflicting allegations. The witness's testimony was conflicting with the evidence found at the scene.
Tangle.
A confused mass of something twisted together.
Examples:
In a tangle. Tangle wires. The cords behind my computer were a tangled mess.
Anxiety.
A feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease about something that is happening or might happen in the future.
Examples:
Diagnosis of anxiety disorder. Anxiety for knowledge. She waited for her daughter with anxiety.
Retaliation.
The act of seeking vengeance or revenge in response to a perceived wrong or harm suffered, usually to cause harm to the person or group responsible for the initial act.
Examples:
Retaliation tactics. Retaliation against discrimination. The company faced heavy retaliation from its competitors after releasing a controversial product.
Violent.
Involving or caused by physical force or aggression against someone or something.
Examples:
Victim of a violent crime. Violent incident. The protesters became violent when the police tried to disperse them.
Mockery.
The act of ridiculing or making fun of someone or something, often in a contemptuous or mocking manner.
Examples:
Mockery of the situation. Public mockery. The comedian's mockery of the recent political scandal drew laughs from the crowd.
Margin.
The space around the edge of a page or document. Finance, the net sales minus the cost of goods and services sold.
Examples:
Margin error. A profit margin. Unfortunately, the book's margin was too small to make notes.
Identity.
The fact of being who or what somebody or something is, the features, emotions, or ideas that distinguish persons from one another.
Examples:
Mistaken identity. Identity as an individual. The terrorist's identity remains unknown.
Stake.
A share or financial investment in something such as a business, a wooden or metal post set up to mark something.
Examples:
Execution by burning at a stake. By the company's stake. The stake of the company is too high nowadays.
Dire.
Extremely serious or urgent, critical, grave, or disastrous.
Examples:
Suffer dire poverty. Dire situation. The dire economic straits called for immediate action.
Consequence.
The outcome of a particular action or event, especially relative to an individual.
Examples:
Unintended consequences. The consequence of an argument. These economic activities had disastrous environmental consequences.
Reproduce.
To make a copy of something such as a picture, piece of text, music, etc., to produce offspring through a sexual or asexual process.
Examples:
Reproduce the painting. Reproduce by myself. By dividing and creating copies of themselves, bacteria reproduce.
Bold.
Brave, daring, and confident, not frightened of danger or afraid to say what you feel or to take risks.
Examples:
A bold design. Big, bold piano sounds. The effort to alleviate climate change needs bold action.
Blunt.
Having a dull or rounded edge or point, not sharp, straightforward in speech or manner, often to the point of being rude or insensitive.
Examples:
Blunt criticism. Blunt force. The blunt knife made it difficult to cut through the tough steak.
Banal.
Lacking originality, creativity, or freshness, uninteresting or dull, due to being overused or overly familiar.
Examples:
Banal conversation. Banal plot. The restaurant's menu had a banal selection of generic dishes with no unique or exciting options.
Preschool.
Relating to or denoting the period before a child begins primary school. Noun, the activities or education provided during this time.
Examples:
Preschool education. During preschool years. My old school's preschool program was well regarded and had an excellent reputation.
Elaborate.
Containing a lot of carefully prepared and organized or many complicated and detailed parts.
Examples:
An elaborate hat. Elaborate Ponzi scheme. He proposed an elaborate program of public works.
Castle.
A large building, typically of the medieval period, fortified against attack with thick walls, battlements, towers, and often a moat.
Examples:
The ruins of a castle. Castle moat. The medieval castle was surrounded by a moat and had high walls for protection.
Ribbon.
A long, narrow strip or band of fabric, often used for decoration or tying things together, a symbol or badge representing a particular honor or award.
Examples:
Silk ribbon. Pink ribbon campaign. She tied the ribbon around the gift box to make it look pretty.
Glee.
A feeling of great happiness, joy, or pleasure, often accompanied by laughter or exuberance, a sense of delighted satisfaction from a positive result or accomplishment.
Examples:
Jumping for glee. Glee club. The children's faces were filled with glee as they ran around the playground.
Intervene.
To intentionally get involved in a situation to improve it or prevent it from getting worse.
Examples:
Intervene in a dispute. Intervene between quarreling parties. Following international law, our country does not intervene in the internal affairs of our neighbors.
Platitude.
A trite or overused remark or statement that is lacking in originality or insight, often used to express a general truth or sentiment. An empty or insincere remark that is meant to sound comforting or supportive.
Examples:
Cliched platitude. Utter platitude. The philosopher's speech was filled with platitudes and lacked any real substance.
Afterward.
After the time mentioned.
Examples:
A few years afterward. Go there afterward. We will explain the countermeasure concerning this problem afterward.
Tempting.
Likely to attract or persuade someone to do something, especially something that may not be wise or safe.
Examples:
Tempting offer. Sound very tempting. The chocolate cake was too tempting for me to resist.
Preempt.
To act in advance, to prevent something or to replace it with something else.
Examples:
Preempt a financial crisis. Preempt trouble. The government preempted the release of sensitive information.
Gentle.
Having or showing a kindly or tender nature, soft and mild.
Examples:
In a gentle voice. Gentle downward slope. Her gentle manner relaxed everyone there.
Mutual.
Common to or shared by two or more parties.
Examples:
Share of a mutual fund. Mutual efforts. They cooperated for their mutual benefit.
Construct.
To build or create something, to assemble or combine different parts to form something whole.
Examples:
Construct a 3D image. Construct a dam. He constructs hypotheses that no mathematician has ever imagined before.
Entitle.
To give someone the right to have or do something, to give a title to someone or something.
Examples:
Entitle him to a pension. Entitle the company to use the logo. The employee was entitled to a week of vacation time.
Rampant.
Especially of something bad or unwelcome, flourishing or spreading everywhere in a way that cannot be controlled.
Examples:
Rampant growth of weeds. Rampant corruption. In an overly protective industry, violations of the ethics rules tend to be rampant.
Environment.
The natural world such as air, water, and land in which humans, animals, and plants live.
Examples:
Environment affairs. Chaotic environment. Every human is responsible for taking care of the Earth's environment.
Uptake.
The rate or amount of something that is taken in or used by a particular system or organism. The process of taking food into the body through the mouth by eating.
Examples:
Uptake rate. Uptake of calcium. The uptake of the new technology was slower than expected.
Resolve.
To find a suitable answer to the problems or difficulty.
Examples:
Resolve a dispute. Resolve the computer error. This company resolves its battery problem completely.
Deserve.
To be worthy of or entitled to something, especially something good or valuable.
Examples:
Deserve respect. Deserve this prize. The employee deserved the promotion for their hard work and dedication.
Microcosm.
A miniature or small-scale version of something that represents the larger whole or system, A representation of society or culture on a smaller scale.
Examples:
Soil microcosm. Environmental microcosm. The small town felt like a microcosm of the larger society.
Cult.
A small religious group, especially one that is not part of a larger religion and that is regarded as outside the norm, followers of an exclusive system of beliefs and practices.
Examples:
Cult members. Cult's practices. The cult leader promised his followers that they would achieve enlightenment if they followed his teachings.
Preference.
A stronger liking or interest for something or someone than another thing or person.
Examples:
His meal preferences. A particular preference for Chinese art. Her preference is comfortable clothing over fashionable ones.
Privilege.
A special right or advantage that only one person or group of people has, usually because they are rich and powerful in a society.
Examples:
A breach of privilege. Privilege of membership. In the Middle Ages, the right to hunt in the wild was the privilege of royalty and nobility.
Absolutely.
Without restriction or limitation, completely or utterly.
Examples:
Absolutely against. Absolutely obsessed with the girl. I am absolutely opposed to his idea because of morality.
Sustained.
Lasting for a long time or continuing for a long time without becoming weaker or less intense.
Examples:
Sustained economic growth. Sustained release medication. The company experienced sustained growth over the past decade.
Intensify.
To increase or make something increase in extent or strength.
Examples:
Intensify diplomatic efforts. Intensify a good relationship. Rebels have pledged to intensify the armed struggle against the dictatorship.
Ruminate.
To think deeply about something, to ponder.
Examples:
Ruminate about the past. Ruminate over a problem. After a long work day, she likes to ruminate on her accomplishments and plan for the next day.
Mull.
To think over carefully, to consider or ponder, to mix or stir thoroughly.
Examples:
Mull ways to retaliate. Mull a decision. I need to mull over the job offer before making a decision.
Palatable.
Having a pleasant or acceptable taste, pleasing or agreeable to the mind or senses, easily tolerated or accepted.
Examples:
Palatable food. Palatable solution. I'm usually a picky eater, but the seafood at this restaurant was surprisingly palatable.
Awareness.
The fact or state of knowing something exists and is important.
Examples.
Awareness of my ignorance. Raise public awareness. There has been a gradual but steady rise in environmental awareness.
Precarity.
The state of being uncertain or precarious, especially about work or income, a condition of existence characterized by the absence or constant threat of basic security, such as financial stability, physical safety, or access to health care.
Examples.
Precarity index. Global precarity. Low-paid workers in the hospitality industry often find themselves in a state of financial precarity.
Rage.
A strong feeling of anger or violence.
Examples.
Uncontrollable rage. Fall into a rage. She was filled with a burning rage at the injustice she had witnessed.
Minimize.
To make something, especially something bad, small or less serious.
Examples.
Minimize a loss. Way to minimize conflict. I bought a gadget before my trip to help minimize stress during the flight.
Frustrate.
To hinder or prevent efforts, plans, or desires from doing, succeeding, or being fulfilled. To make someone feel upset or annoyed because they are unable to change or achieve something.
Examples.
Frustrate the advancement. Frustrate other team members. The coach explained a strategy to frustrate the opponent's schemes to the players.
Objectify.
To treat or represent someone or something as an object, without regard for their dignity or worth. To view or depict someone as a mere physical entity rather than as a complex person with feelings, thoughts, and desires.
Examples.
Objectify the individual. Sexually objectify. The media tends to objectify women by focusing on their physical appearance rather than accomplishments.
Recognize.
To acknowledge or realize something or someone, to identify, remember, or become aware of something that was previously known or encountered.
Examples.
Recognize talent. Recognize achievement. It's important to recognize your strengths and weaknesses.
Physiological.
Relating to the normal functioning of living organisms and their organs and systems, concerning the physical or biochemical processes and activities that occur within the body.
Examples.
Physiological response. Physiological activity. The doctor explained the various physiological changes that occur during pregnancy.
Indicate.
To show, point out, or make known something, often through a sign or a symbol, to suggest or imply something without stating it directly.
Examples:
indicate a preference, indicate an error. The data indicates that the company's profits have steadily increased over the past quarter.
Imply:
to indicate the truth or existence of something without referring to it.
Examples:
imply a strong correlation, imply the presence of alien. The salespeople speak in technical terms to imply that they are more knowledgeable than the customer.
Array:
a large group or collection of things or people, especially one that is impressive or attractive.
Examples:
a two-dimensional array, an array of troops. The customer on the internet has to choose one from a formidable array of products.
Casual:
relaxed and informal in manner or dress, not planned or expected, not involving commitment or seriousness.
Examples:
casual dress, take a casual glance. They had a casual conversation over coffee at the local cafe.
Dismiss:
to regard something or someone as not important and not worth considering, to terminate someone's employment.
Examples:
dismiss a person from the office, dismiss a matter with a laugh. The committee has decided to dismiss the president from the post.
Chronic:
being long-lasting and recurrent or characterized by long suffering, habitual.
Examples:
risk of chronic disease, chronic alcohol consumption. Chronic hyperglycemia is a trigger for a variety of serious diseases.
Autoimmune:
relating to a condition in which the body's immune system attacks and destroys healthy body tissue, mistaking it for harmful foreign substances.
Examples:
insulin autoimmune syndrome, autoimmune disorder. The presence of certain substances triggered the autoimmune response.
Disorder:
an untidy state or a lack of organization, a physical condition or illness that causes problems with how a section of the body or brain functions.
Examples:
the files are in complete disorder. People with bipolar disorder. The doctor prescribed some medicine for the mental disorder.
Distress:
a feeling of great worry, sadness, pain, or discomfort.
Examples:
a signal of distress, emotional distress. She's been in great distress since she was heartbroken.
Depression:
a mental condition in which a person feels very unhappy and without hope for the future, a severe recession in an economy or market.
Examples:
the Great Depression, the root problem of her depression. Depression symptoms might include a decrease in appetite and weight loss.
Immune.
Protected against a particular disease or toxin due to the presence of specific antibodies or sensitized white blood cells.
Examples:
Immune from criminal prosecution. The cell of the immune system. The vaccination does not necessarily make you completely immune.
Cardiovascular.
Of or relating to the heart and blood vessels, equals tubes that carry blood around the body.
Examples:
Cardiovascular diseases. Cardiovascular tissue. Smoking places you at severe risk of cardiovascular and respiratory disease.
Mortality.
The quality or state of being subject to death.
Examples:
Mortality due to cancer. Lower infant mortality. This disease has a high mortality.
Cancer.
Abnormal growth of cells that can invade and destroy surrounding tissues and organs. A disease characterized by the uncontrolled growth and spread of abnormal cells.
Examples:
Cancer diagnosis. Cancer research. Breast cancer is the most common type of cancer in women.
Discomfort.
A feeling of being uncomfortable physically or mentally or being embarrassed, a slight pain.
Examples:
Endure discomfort and pain. Discomfort in the abdomen. He felt no discomfort as the dentist drilled his deadened tooth.
Conflict.
A strong disagreement, argument, or a violent clash between two opposing groups or individuals.
Examples:
The conflict between good and evil. The long-standing conflict. He and I often had conflicts, not only in personality, but also in ideology.
Comfort.
A state of physical ease and freedom from pain or constraint.
Examples:
Words of comfort. Comfort level. He found comfort in the warm embrace of his loved ones.
Lane.
A narrow road in the countryside, a well-defined track or path for someone such as a swimmer or driver.
Examples:
Lane change. First lane. We walked along a muddy lane to reach the farm.
Buttress.
An architectural structure that supports or reinforces a wall or other building feature. Verb, to support or reinforce something.
Examples:
Reinforce with a buttress. Buttress your thesis. Massive buttresses supported the ancient castle.
Quo.
The existing state or condition of something, especially in relation to a particular situation or issue.
Examples:
Status quo politician. Quo warranto. The company has been successful in maintaining the status quo.
Tremendous.
Very great in degree or extent or amount or impact, extremely good.
Examples:
Tremendous amount. Tremendous popularity. We had a tremendous time yesterday.
Nurture.
To take care of, feed, and protect someone or something while they are growing and developing.
Examples:
Nurture love. Nurture his talents. Schools should nurture children's mutual interest spirit.
Patriarchal.
Relating to or characteristic of a society or system in which men hold the dominant roles and positions of power, male-dominated.
Examples:
Patriarchal society. Patriarchal government. The patriarchal system that many societies have is outdated and unfair to women.
Regulation.
An official rule made and maintained by a government or some other authority, the act of controlling or directing something according to a rule.
Examples:
A company regulation. Regulation by the government. The regulation approved by Congress was perfunctorily implemented.
Blame.
To think or say that someone or something did something wrong or is responsible for something bad.
Examples:
Blame circumstances for the failure. Blame the lack of knowledge. We blamed our impeded progress on lack of money.
Hierarchy.
A system in which people or things are organized into different levels of importance from highest to lowest.
Examples:
Top of the hierarchy. Hierarchy of folders. She has taken a step up in the organizational hierarchy.
Racism.
Prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against a person or people based on their membership in a particular ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized.
Examples:
Systemic racism. Research on anti-racism. The school's lack of diversity was a clear indication of the racism present in the community.
Xenophobia.
Extreme fear or hatred of people from other countries.
Examples:
Suffer from xenophobia. Linguistic xenophobia. The xenophobia in society makes it hard for immigrants to assimilate and integrate.
Purview.
The range or scope of authority, responsibility, or influence of a particular person, group, or organization.
Examples:
The purview of the committee. Beyond the purview of the law. The issue falls within the purview of the legal department.
Uncomfortable.
Providing or feeling physical discomfort or slight pain.
Examples:
An uncomfortable silence. With an uncomfortable face. His abusive words made me uncomfortable.
Apologetic.
Feeling or expressing regret, remorse, or sorrow for one's actions, making an apology or expressing an excuse for something.
Examples:
apologetic tone, apologetic letter. He was apologetic for being late to the meeting.
Process.
A series of actions or operations performed to achieve a particular outcome or goal, a systematic procedure or approach used to accomplish a specific task or objective, a method of treating milk to make it suitable for consumption or use in other dairy products.
Examples:
process improvement, decision-making process. The process for applying for a visa can be lengthy and complicated.
Creative.
Relating to or involving the use of skill and original and unusual ideas to create something.
Examples:
creative writing, barren of creative spirit. All the supervisor has to do is assign tasks that make his subordinates more creative.
Optimistic.
Hoping or expecting that good thing will happen or something will be successful.
Examples:
he is optimistic. Optimistic outlook. Most executives were optimistic about future business conditions.
Intimacy.
Close familiarity or friendship, a close, familiar, and usually affectionate or loving personal relationship with another person.
Examples:
on terms of intimacy. Build intimacy. They were looking for intimacy in their relationship and wanted to be close to each other.
Solver.
A thinker who finds an answer to a problem or a difficult situation, a piece of software or the algorithm that solves a mathematical problem.
Examples:
puzzle solver, linear solver. The flow solver is validated against the experiment.
Contempt.
The feeling that a person or thing is beneath consideration, worthless, or deserving of scorn.
Examples:
display contempt. Below contempt. The defendant's contempt for the court and its authority was evident in his behavior.
Fury.
Intense and often violent anger.
Examples:
market fury. Fury of the storm. The crowd's fury was palpable as they shouted and protested against the government's decision.
Macho.
Characterized by a strong sense of masculinity or male dominance, often in a way that is perceived as arrogant or aggressive.
Examples:
macho culture. Maintain a macho image. His macho posturing was just a cover for his insecurities and lack of confidence.
Fascist.
Relating to or supporting fascism, which is a political ideology that emphasizes authoritarian government, nationalism, and suppression of political opposition and individual liberties.
Examples:
Fascist propaganda, fascist policies. The regime was accused of being fascist for their oppressive tactics.
Poison.
A substance that can cause illness, injury, or death when ingested, inhaled, or absorbed through the skin, something harmful, malicious, or toxic, the act of damaging or ruining a relationship. Verb, to introduce a substance into something or someone harmful and potentially deadly.
Examples:
Poison ivy, poison bilateral relations. The plant's leaves contain a deadly poison that can cause hallucinations and seizures.
Antidote.
A chemical substance or remedy that stops or controls the effects of a poison or disease.
Examples:
The antidote to the poison. The antidote for aging. Knowledge is the antidote to fear.
Resistant.
Not affected by something, especially changes or new ideas, of or relating to immunity to disease or infection.
Examples:
Penicillin-resistant bacteria. Resistant to persuasion. Insects in urban areas are becoming resistant to insecticides.
Relate.
To establish a connection or association between two or more things, to narrate or tell about an event, experience, or relationship, to empathize or feel sympathy with someone or something.
Examples:
Relate a story. Relate a message. He tried to relate his experience to the group, but they couldn't understand.
Compassion.
A strong feeling of sympathy and sadness for another's suffering or bad luck.
Examples:
Feel compassion for the poor. Have compassion toward the accident. His infinite love and compassion for everyone never weary.
Empathy.
The ability to share another person's feelings or experiences by imagining that person's situation.
Examples:
Full of empathy. Empathy for patients. Empathy is also necessary to understand history.
Bond.
A close emotional connection between two or more people, a certificate of debt that a government or corporation issues to raise money.
Examples:
Bond as a family. Global bond market. They had formed a friendship bond.